Okay, so for this next episode, we're going to be doing stuff in the end. So, well, not everything is going to be in the end, but a majority of it will be. So we're going to repurpose this. We're going to break the silverfish spawner because it's not needed. And what we're going to do is we're actually going to make a concrete duper, which is something I've always wanted to do because concrete is one of the most hardest things to get, and yet people are going to say, oh, you're cheating, you're cheating. Yeah, I get it. Whatever you want to think, you can play Minecraft how you want to play. You don't have to follow anybody else's way they play. You can just play it by yourself. So I'm going to make a concrete duper, and then in the overworld, in the end, so we're going to use the end portal, we're going to blow it up and turn it into concrete. So we get the concrete powder gets duped here and gets turned into powder and concrete blocks in the other side. So I actually need to go get some mushrooms because we're going to need those. So yeah, we'll get to it and we'll see how this ends up going. Alright, so we got some area dug out around the portal. There should be enough. Might need to go a little bit higher, I'm not 100% sure, but I want to put the walls in and everything. And then we can get started on removing the end portal frames. Since it's something you can't mine, you just can't mine them. You have to do something special, which we'll show in a second. But I did bring some concrete powder that I crafted up. And there should be some... I think it's all in this one, actually. Yep. So we're probably going to do the walls in a different color. We're going to get rid of all these random blocks that I do not need. So I don't know how the walls are going to turn out. I need to keep a stack of each of these for the duper, and I'm only going to be duping white and black at the moment since this is the easiest one I could get. I don't have a dye farm as of now, so what we're going to do is just place in some walls around the whole thing. Maybe I'll do the walls black and the ceiling and ground white. We'll see how that works. But yeah, we're going to get some of this water out, and it's actually going to help us turn this concrete powder into regular concrete, because when it's placed next to water it turns into the concrete block and the concrete powder. So I'm going to get busy putting these walls in, and then we can get started on duper. Alright, so the area is done, completely dug out, filled with concrete. All we need to do is practice getting rid of these end portal frame right here. So place the mushroom down, go meal a bit, and you can see we put with mushroom, and there's no longer any portal frame there. It's going to go ahead and axe real quick from this box. And we just get rid of all of this, and you can see the portal frame is gone. And all we have to do is do that on all three sides, or all the three remaining sides. And that's that all done. It's that simple. So what you gotta do is you gotta come down. Probably shouldn't be using those when you need those blocks. Yep. So what you do is you come down 3 here, over 1, and then down 1 more, which is where you put the dirt. You put your red mushroom here, bone meal, and another side gone. So I do this with the remaining 2 sides, and then we'll get building on the duper. Alright, so now we are ready to build up the duper. I thought these were regular concrete, but they are not. So let's go do it real quick. The water bucket. And yep, they're all concrete now. So I can break these ones that I need back. Oh! Apparently I'm going into the bench because I jumped through the middle of it. So I'm going to travel all the way back now. Yep, I gotta travel all the way back to the nether, or the end, through the nether. I know the direction, or the path to get to by heart, because I've taken this so many times, and it is actually near our witch farm, or our squid farm is right there. Our witch farm portal is right above this one, essentially. And this is our end portal one right here. Now, I do want to get actual nether hub soon, but not right now. So the duper we're going to be building up is a duper by Rayworks, and of course link to his video in the description will be down there and below. But what we're going to do is basically build his farm that he has, and he does have a video on his channel if you want to go check that out. Link will be in the description. But I've built this before in my big dumb farm world, so I kind of have an idea of how this is going to work, but I am still using his video, so I highly suggest you go watch that if you need to, if you want to build this yourself. But it's pretty simple, but also I've built this before, so it might not be to you if this is your first time. You might not understand what half the stuff is going on, but he does explain everything. But yeah, I'm going to build this up real quick, and then we'll be back to show it in action. Alright, so the dupers are all finished and built. So all we need to do now is place our powder on these blocks right here. And I haven't done anything on the or the nether. Ugh. I haven't done anything on the end side, so nothing's gonna happen over there. And I need to do a chunk loader over here as well, so I'm going to have to move the nether portal into this chunk right here, so that it will load everything. But yeah, you can turn it on for a second and you can see how they work. You can see that the concrete is getting pushed into the portal block, but it's also getting stuck on top of the slime block, which means it is duping it in the other dimension. So to stop it, right, you can stop it on top of that. And then we need to make a way to get in to the portal, which will be a little bit difficult. Maybe we can just jump. Yep, let's jump right here, and you can see it did indeed dupe the black concrete. We have a bit more. So what I need to do now is build up the TNT blast chambers and all that kind of sort of things in here, and then build a chunk loader in the portal room so that we can have that constantly loaded when we're in here getting all the concrete. So let's get to it. Alright, so the chunk loader is in place, and it also is on the other side. You go check that out real quick. This is by ilmango, of course, link to description in the description to his video where he shows this off. And so what happens in 1.15 is that if an entity goes through a portal, it then loads a 3x3 chunk around the portal for entities. So that means this minecart can constantly travel to and from each dimension, and as well as load in the area we need to in the overworld. So this is important because we want this chunk, part of this chunk, and this chunk to process the entities. So this will work while we are not in the end dimension, because this will be running. And if we just watch, we'll see the minecart that's in the dispenser right now. Once that tower clock has 19 items in it, once it goes through both sides, we'll see it get dispensed. And then you can see it come back through the portal right there, and that's all you need to do. And yeah, so this is going to be helpful for keeping this loaded while we're converting all the concrete into concrete, or the concrete powder into concrete in the nether. So all I have to do now is go build those blast chambers up. And you can only use the one in the middle, I forgot about that. But yeah, this also works with sand, gravel, but I mainly use it for concrete. So we're gonna, once it gets shot through the end portal, it'll pop out the other side with the momentum it has through the portal. So we take that and then build a little converted machine over on the end to convert to concrete. So we'll go build it up and then we'll see how this works. I might do a time lapse, I'm not sure. Okay, so one of them out of the 4 is built up. This is my design actually. So that's why it's not very compact or anything, because I just went with it myself. So yeah, what happens is over there we get the concrete to fall, hit that block, and this observer detects it, which then pushes that piston out. And we need to put the water in next so that it can turn into concrete. And yep, so that gets pushed across into these 3 pistons. That once it gets to the final one right here, because it pushes from left to right, it will get to there. This observer will detect that, send in a pulse to this pulse shortener right here. There's a repeater underneath this block right here, or next to this block right here, that will power this. And this is basically a 3-way counter. So what it does is the first time it goes, it powers them, and either one of the sticky pistons grabs it or it stays in the middle. So it goes 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So the block basically moves from the middle to the left to the right and then to the center again. And when it gets in the center, we get that pulse that goes through, which the first pulse goes to the TNT duper instantly, and then at the same time the same pulse goes across on a 28 redstone tick delay, which then powers these trapdoors, releasing the TNT onto the blocks that get pushed down to here. So after these blocks get pushed down, they get pushed down the piston limit, and then we get the same thing as this, just down there, and that does the same thing, it pushes the blocks out. But why we have this sticky piston right here, not just a regular signal, is because the observer also observes the piston's arms when they retract, so it would basically create an instant cycle. So that's why you need to have the sticky piston, so that if we ever were to place a block right here, if we ever place a block right here, so we only get one pulse right here of the pistons. So that is what we want. We don't want anything else. We just want constantly the one pulse. So you can see the duper gets activated, and then 28 game tags later, it's dropped, and then we're at the perfect height for those 9 blocks to be destroyed. Now, this is not the most TNT efficient thing ever, but since I am using TNT dupers, it does not matter to me at all. But yeah, that's 1 out of 4 of them done, so we got 3 more to do. I want to go to the overworld and try it. Hopefully I pick the right one. But we are going to need water. I forget where that is. I'm going to go check real quick. Alright, so it's actually relatively close. Since it gets pushed right here, it is right there that the water sits. So we're going to break that, place the block there because the water would flow out. And then dump a bucket there. And then if we were to get some powder, we can actually test it out. I think I have some. Yeah, we'll use some of the black concrete powder. I place a block there. Updates. Oh. That's right, there needs to be a block beneath this. Because the powder will not stay like that. Alright, that's working, so we can confirm that is good. Gonna break that in concrete. Alright, let's go test it out. Alright, first we can make sure our chunk loader is working. Looks like it is. And it was the one facing west. So I think it should be this one right here. So we're gonna turn that one on and see what happens. It's the wrong one. Well, at least they're getting destroyed in the void, so that's fine. Let's just go turn the other one on. It's like the perfect speed for it too. That TNT's not gonna do anything since we're not all the way down yet, but this is looking very promising. The speed is actually pretty good. It looks like it's one off. But this works fine. I'm fine with it. Yeah, so it looks like it's one off this. The block should have been in a different position so that we get, if it pushes out, when it pushes out like that, the TNT should be falling in like that. But if this works like that, it's fine to me. And you can see we got the blocks to break, which is what we need. Let's see if this one gets destroyed and we get the ones behind it too. Looks like the TNT is a bit off. It's keeping up with it though. I want to see if it exploded at the right height or not before I say we're good here. We're gonna go, once this drops, I'm gonna get to the height of the TNT. So it looks like it's a bit low. But let's watch it again. Maybe if I add one more tick. See how that works. That looked pretty good. That actually looked perfect there, adding that one extra tick. Yeah, that's what we need right there. Alright, so that's a success. We know that one is working. Now all we need to do is get the other three in place, and then this project is complete besides the collection, which should not be too difficult. Alright, all 4 of the concrete things are in. So now what we have to do is test it, and then we can start building the storage for the whole thing, which shouldn't be too difficult. So what we need to do now is we need to travel all the way back to the overall side of things, and since I did a log back, or I logged out between the clips to go do some other things, I need to go start the chunk loader again, since you have to start that every time you log out and log in or a server restarts. So this is a single player world. Every time I log out and log back in, I have to travel to the chunk loader and start it up again because it doesn't do it automatically. So make sure it's not in here, which is not, and we should just teleport and it should start working. See, it's in the dispenser. It is, so we just gotta wait here for it to get shut off and come back, and we're all set. Alright, now for the real tests, we're gonna turn all 4 of these on. And now let's head to the end. Alright, so we're losing some redstone occasionally, but it should all be fixed now. Now that I'm saying that, I just saw more gone. So we may need to put a wall of obsidian behind all of these to protect all the redstone. I keep seeing more getting destroyed. I definitely will do that, because if that keeps breaking, then we will not have a function in farm, because it'll just get blocked up. But I think that's good for now. We're gonna go quickly turn this off before we get even more problems, and I'm gonna need to get okay. Alright, did put a lot of the water streams in, still gonna work on the collection itself, or the storage itself, but I want to see if the streams actually work. What is going on? Oh, that one blew up. Oh, that one blew up. Well, that happened. I suddenly don't want to do anything now. So yeah, I'm gonna call it there. I just lost all motivation with everything being dropped into the void. Like, subscribe, so thanks, and I'll see you in the next one where we hopefully fix that. And